one thing about Hong Kong is you need to have the stomach for change and very high expectation in terms of turnaround. If you're okay with that, this is a very good place to be. Hong Kong is long on financial talent. They're not long on engineering talent. That's just the way it is. They train a lot of iBankers out there, but they didn't train a lot of engineers. So that's part of the struggle for the science park too, because there's not enough talent. But the thing is, one thing that's really cool about Hong Kong is they have a very liberal policy in terms of immigration with regards to engineers. I just mentioned, I mean, the people who work at my company is like a rainbow. It comes from all over the world. As long as you qualify for certain things in terms of what they target, you can come here, you make your money at low tax rates. A lot of people want to come. One thing that you want to know is actually, if you're a startup, you're not coming to Hong Kong because you want to cut your costs. Because Hong Kong is very, very expensive. Your rent is probably going to be more expensive than Toronto or Vancouver or anywhere else that you could actually think about it. Your salary is not going to be lower because engineering talent here are very hard to find, and you need to be flexible. In terms of originality, Hong Kong has always been a colony, so they're conformists rather than revolutionaries. That's just the way it is, right? It's a cultural thing, right? So, but the thing is, what they are also good at is actually they have all these expats coming from all different backgrounds coming back to Hong Kong, because this is such a dynamic economy. So therefore, you have all sorts of different worldviews where they're actually very accepting to your out-of-box thinking. This is a way I think where Canada and Hong Kong could actually dovetail each other very nicely, right? The reason why I came here is actually we had a lot of out-of-box thinking. We had talents and design that was really cool. We couldn't actually make anything. Right? So we came here to make something, and we made it. And they go, wait a second, this is really cool thinking. Can we actually do this for everything else? Sure, that's fine. But to originate that idea in Hong Kong, probably hard. When we talk about Hong Kong, you're talking about it's a connector not just to China. Right? So it's a connector to Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, which are all huge markets. It's basically a shock to the senses in terms of what's going on. It's a tiny patch of land with huge amount of people from all over the different places. Whenever this actually sort of happens, word travels fast. We just built our showcase in the science park, and then the first thing within the first week, one of the biggest real estate management companies in Japan heard about this. They came over, saw it, and go, oh my God, I've never seen this before, not even in Japan. This would be perfect for the properties that we manage. First they were saying that, hey, this could be a cool company to invest in. Now they're just saying, we don't just want to invest in you, we actually want to distribute you in Japan. So this is sort of the type of thing that actually happens here. Therefore, what we're able to do is actually leverage that and actually sort of build relationships in various different parts of the world, especially here in this region. The rules of engagement in terms of how you actually do business here in Hong Kong versus how you do it in Toronto or Vancouver is pretty much the same. The way our China strategy is, since Hong Kong is part of China, what we do is actually we sort of roll out our products and roll out showcases and projects out here in Hong Kong in a very rapid way. With that, we essentially gain the confidence of customers across the border very quickly, especially in Shenzhen, which is basically a train right away. Then Guangzhou. As we do this, we start migrating northwards to maybe Fuzhou, Shanghai, even Beijing or Sichuan later on. So what we do is a very slow and steady approach in terms of that side of it. One thing that we need to actually, our China strategy needs to be controlled. Okay, the reason why that is China is not just one China. It's very different from region to region. So therefore, we need to actually make sure we are dealing with all the customs, the norms in the right way. So therefore, we could actually approach it the right way. We actually approach our patents three different ways. One's US patents, simply because at first our demand came from North America. We're doing a North American solution, so therefore we need to be sure that we are actually protected. With a US patent, you sort of don't have any problems on the Western Hemisphere. The second piece of it in terms of protection is usually PCT. So PCT is a universally recognized patent type of methodology. What we do is actually, since patents for every different country is going to be very costly, especially for a startup like ours, what we do is we get a PCT first, and then whatever region we go into, for example, Japan or Korea, therefore we'll apply for the patents in those specific regions afterwards. We have precedents. PCT allows us to do so. And then we have China patents. You need to constantly innovate. There's always going to be copycats out there, whether or not it's legally or illegally. Legally, they'll just work around your patents anyway. That's going to happen. What we want to do is actually we'll keep 6 months ahead. So therefore, any product or software or anything you see out there in the marketplace, what I'm working on and what I'm about to publish is basically the next 2 iterations that's already out there. So therefore, I always have cards in my back pocket. So therefore, oh, you copy me, here you go. Boom, I'm better than you. Boom, I'm better than you. That's how you need to play the game. You can't sit on your laurels here. But that's an advice I think I need sort of applicable to anybody, but especially here.